We are always so pleased to have so many believers with us for these events. And I see so many friends, so many people committed to the city, to the successes that we've realized, and to the future of our great city. And we appreciate you being here. And these are days, a little bit days that test your will to come out. It's not as bad as last year when we topped out the hotel. It was raining and snowing sideways. The tent flap fell down on top of the mayor's head. It was kind of our way of a Gatorade bath to celebrate that launch of a project. But today, we're here to celebrate the continued residential renaissance of our city, the rediscovery and celebration of our historic district along Market Street. And we do that today by breaking ground on the Cooper. The Cooper named for the furniture store that once stood here. And we're saving this great historic facade that was built by the Royer brothers in 1874, the same company that built the facade on the Grand Opera House, this iron front. And it's important to save it as a signal of what was here and as we celebrate what will follow. Residential project of 92 apartments, a mix of 1, 2 bedrooms and studio apartments, so that more people can realize the dream of living downtown, close to where they work and close to more compelling and attractive amenities. We're joined today by our continued cheerleaders and supporters, our government officials, the mayor and president of council, who have been at our side for much of this development, both on the riverfront in a former life, and our president as a district council person. We've shared this microphone many times to celebrate continued success, and we're so pleased that you're both here. So to offer his remarks and comments on this latest success in his city, please welcome our mayor, Mayor Mike Perzicki.
Thank you, Michael. You know, I'm very shy in front of a camera, so Michael, Rob, it's fun to keep meeting this way. And this is a great way for us to get together. Ted Blunt, yes, indeed, Alicia's daddy. Nice to have you here again. When I was sitting here thinking about this whole this day and what we're doing today, I looked around and I remember thinking way back years and years ago, decades ago, when I guess Wilmington 2000 basically put a shovel in the ground down here and saw something that frankly I didn't see, everything that happened down here sat here kind of forlorn for 10 years or more because there was no critical mass down here, and it was down here by itself, kind of fighting for survival. And this is just the way things go. You can't plan these things. But I remember so many times I come down here being so grateful for the people who looked ahead and made the big investment down here and just changed this entire block. But these things need critical mass to be transformed. Megan and Mike and I were down on the riverfront for years, and we kept doing new project after new project, and it never worked. And I always like to tell the story how when we had this big, beautiful river walk, we wanted to take a great shot of it. And we went up to take photographs of the Riverwalk filled with people, and we had to use time-lapse photography to get filled with people because there'd be 2 or 3 people at a time down there. And then one day, a project finished, and all of a sudden the place was jammed with people. It just transformed overnight. And with the Cooper building, I think that's going to do it. It's going to completely transform this end of Market Street, and it's just bound to be a success. We've had such great success with our residential development down here, people wanting to come into the city, young people in particular wanting to come into the city. And to me, it's just a clear indication of just how successful things are going. So to Rob, Chris, the entire BPG team, we're grateful for your continued confidence in the city. We're grateful for your trust, your hope, and ambition for our city, and we want to be with you shoulder to shoulder, Rob. Thank you very much. It'll be nice if you can afford a new jacket next time. Rob told me his coat. He told me that's 12 years old. Things are a little rough up in Bucciniville. I hope this project turns a profit so he can buy a new coat. That's all. Thank you very much.
I've never seen a coat drive for developers, but who would give one, really? But thank you, Mr. Mayor, and believe me, we are as committed to this great city as you are, and as President Shabazz. As I mentioned earlier, Hanifa Shabazz now serves as City Council President, but she was our district council person that covered the downtown and the riverfront. So I said we spent a lot of great times together too, cutting ribbons and turning some dirt. But more than that, committed to, within each of these projects, to provide opportunities for the constituents she represents, and now that means all the residents of the city of Wilmington. It's been a great partnership. She's been very supportive and an absolute advocate and cheerleader. Please welcome our council president, Hanifa Shabazz.
Thank you, Mike. I don't believe that we're here again for maybe the 20th, 19th, 110th time, but this is an exciting time period for the city of Wilmington. I reflect back on this Cooper building when I was a little girl. I'm kind of telling on how old I am. I remember coming downtown and visiting the store with my parents, and all the transition that downtown has taken from my lifetime here in the city of Wilmington. I'm there on the corner where Bobby Ryan's is where I had my first business, because at that time downtown Wilmington was developing at this end first. So I had a bookstore, an art gallery, so we was right there at 300 of Market Street. And then they decided to start doing the development at the other end of downtown. So we moved to 911 Orange Street. Then they came back down to this end. I said, okay, I can't keep going back and forth. But so I got involved so how could I get involved with all the development that was happening in Wilmington? So I got inside of public service. And now I'm here and have been here for the past 15 years, working along with everyone involved in developing our downtown as well as our riverfront. I'm just excited to be a part of it, glad that I could do whatever I can as my official position as a public servant and city council, and now as president, that we continue this great momentum that we're doing in rebuilding the city of Wilmington. And it's not just the building of brick and mortar. If anyone knows me, they know that I'm a workforce development person. I support and ensure that the development that's happening in our city is not just the brick and mortar. All right, Ted. Take it.
The button on the side.
Mm-hmm. He loves attention. He loves attention. But it's not just the brick and mortar that we're developing, but we're also developing our human stock. This type of activity includes the residents of the city of Wilmington for work, sustainable life employment. It teaches them trades. It gives them everyday activities that makes our life full and complete. I'm excited that we're, with all of this development, especially with the residential, that we're reaching very close to getting to our number of, that we said 5 years ago, of 5,000 more people in the city in 5 years. So proud that I could say that I helped to do that, that I'm with a group of people who sees that vision, and that the benefit of it all is not just us as the developers and the business owners, but the citizens of the city of Wilmington. So let's continue to hit that mark of 5,000 residents, build this beautiful new facade building that I know is going to be homes for more citizens of Wilmington, and continue moving Wilmington forward and growing. Because why? It's time, Wilmington. Thank you.
Thank you, President Shabazz. I don't know if that's a sign of professional jealousy when the former president has his phone go off when the current president is speaking, but I've never seen that in politics. But I see Renata Kowalczyk is here, and Mike referred earlier to Wilmington 2000, the predecessor name to Wilmington Renaissance, and now has evolved into the Wellington Alliance. And I remember it was in December, I think, when actually kind of the groundbreaking for these apartments across the street in the 200 block took place. And prior to that, and that was some time coming to get all the tax credits, all all the challenges put together for Streeter Brothers, who developed this project initially. And I remember the initial market study suggested that in the entire CBD that there were 103 people that lived in the CBD. And the goal was to really make this a city where people began to live downtown again. And we claim, just in our portfolio, nearly 1,400 apartments between the riverfront and the downtown. And that's just what we've done. So that's before we had 92 here and additional projects. And now, obviously, with additional developers interested both in the riverfront and the downtown, we're making a big dent in that. So just to amplify the point that the mayor made about the progress that's been made with people being drawn to downtown. We often talk about trying to create a market as opposed to responding to the market, and we're so pleased to say that the community has responded to the market. In our portfolio alone, we're in excess of 92% occupancy, and that's something we should all be proud of. And all of you as stakeholders have contributed to improving the environment in this city to make this attractive, where people want to live, they want to work, and they want to recreate. So we're grateful for that. So with that said, I'd like to call forward our speakers. I also like to call the design and development team and get Pete Murphy here, Steve Sweathers. If we get, I don't know if John Groth is here, but Wesley Schwan is here. Get everybody up front with a shovel and a helmet. We're going to turn some dirt. And 2, 3. There we go. Thank you very much. We do have refreshments here from our friends at I Am